mainstream media for not reporting on that. That's absolutely amazing. But that being said, she has a very complex set of issues to deal with when it comes to Islamic terrorism, especially when you have, when you look at the players, you have Iran being a primary supporter of Syria, and in Syria you have ISIS being allowed to flourish, and then ISIS claiming that they are attacking people in Tehran. So it goes to show that this issue of Islamic terrorism is everyone's problem, and it must be dealt with accordingly. I'm sure that you guys are going to hit on that theme as well, that obviously you want to condemn the attacks that happened in Tehran, but at the same time, you want to say that attacking people in Iran is horrible, but if not for the regime there, this would not be happening because they emboldened them and supported them.
That's an excellent point you raised, Gene. I think that, first of all, when it comes to the attack in Tehran a couple of weeks ago, of course, Ms. Rajavi was very outspoken and very unequivocal. She said bringing harm to innocent people is condemned under whatever pretext. That said, I think it's important to note that the mullahs of Iran, the ayatollahs in Iran, are the godfather of ISIS. What ISIS does now, in terms of the brutalization of the population under their domination, some of the horrendous punishments they met out, like hanging people and amputating limbs and all sorts of things that they engage in. The mullahs have been doing that in Iran for 38 years. And in fact, were it not for the Iranian regime's support for the sectarian violence in Iraq, when the Obama administration left that country, didn't keep anybody, as Senator McCain said, he lost the peace. The United States won the war, Obama lost the peace, and he didn't leave any residual American force in Iraq, and that allowed extremists, especially Shiite extremists allied with Iran, to flourish and grow, and of course that led to sectarian violence, and it sort of caused disillusionment among the Sunnis. And so when ISIS came up, and of course with the crimes of Assad in Syria, that was in a sense recruiting ground for ISIS. And so in many respects, you are correct that the task that Mrs. Rajavi and our movement faces is a daunting task. Nevertheless, one has to recognize that, ironically, it has to be a Muslim movement that can challenge Islamic extremism, because otherwise, as you know, the propaganda that ISIS disseminates and the regime in Tehran is that the Western world, the Christian world, is against the world of Islam. Now, when you have a Muslim woman heading the main opposition to the mullahs can't use that anymore. Neither can ISIS. And so in that sense, we feel, to be honest with you, getting rid of the mullahs of Iran is indispensable to draining the swamp of Islamic extremism, and that includes ISIS. Because ISIS is a group, whereas the extremism emanating from Iran has a government that is backing it with the vast resources of Iran. Iran has the second largest gas reserve in the world, is the fourth larger exporter of oil to the world. It has tremendous natural resources. So you have the resources of a country as big as Iran, 80 million population, used by the government of that country, regime of that country, to disseminate extremism and violence and radical ideas. And as you may know, the chant every day during Friday prayers is death to America, death to the West, death to the MEK. And so in this sense, the role of our movement is very unique, because we ourselves are Muslims. 95% of Iranian people are Muslim. Members of the MEK, they are all Muslim, but they advocate a tolerant, democratic interpretation of Islam. They reject Sharia law. In fact, in Mrs. Rajavi's 10-point plan for the future of Iran, she has said we will reject Sharia law, and there will be no discrimination based on religion or based on ethnicity, and that all citizens are equal before the law. So, and ironically, this is why the regime is so fearful of our movement. That is why it executed 120,000 of our members and supporters. And that is why in its international dealings, both with Europe and elsewhere, the number one demand that they make in every single meeting is calling on Western governments to crack down on our movement. But obviously, given the extensive support that we have enjoyed over the years, nobody pays much attention to that, and hence this event is being held in Paris with tens of thousands coming, and a stellar group of former top national security officials of 4 administrations addressing the event, and also leaders from Europe and the Middle East.
It's so great to hear you say the things you said, that Muslims must lead the way in response to this extreme terrorism that ISIS represents and that Iran has sponsored for decades. It's been a pleasure to speak with you, sir. Folks, go to www.ncr-iran.org to find out more about the National Council of Resistance of Iran. Also, I encourage everybody, look up Maryam Rajavi at www.maryam-rajavi, that's MARYAM-RAJAVI.com, to read about the platform that Ali has been talking about and what she's advocating for. This is what people have been looking for, and for some reason nobody has been reporting on for years now. And Ali, it is truly my honor to be able to bring this information out, and I hope we're able to continue the discussion again soon. Good luck during the Free Iran Conference coming up on July 1st, and we know it will be a tremendous success. We'll do our best to get the word out. I hope that the mainstream media follows suit with what we're doing here. Thank you so much, Ali, for coming on.
Thank you very much, Gene. And in the next few days, we'll send you the link to the live stream. This event will be broadcast in 7 different languages worldwide, so millions will be watching it, but most importantly, people in Iran will be watching it. And I'll send you the live stream link, so you can encourage your viewers to watch it as well.
What we'll do is we'll put the link up at www.behindenemylinesradio.us, and we'll also see if we can embed the live feed that you can watch it right on the homepage of our website. That's great news to hear. Thank you so much, Ali, for coming on.
My pleasure. Thank you very much. Great speaking with you, Gene. Have a beautiful evening.
And that'll about do it for this week's show. Just time for one quick final thought. If you've been listening to this show for any amount of time, you know that I'm a very proud uncle. And this week, I think it's about time that I introduce you to a very special person in my life. My nephew, Marcos Antonio. Say hi to everybody, Marcos.
Hello.
Now, Marcos, this Saturday is a very special day, isn't it? What day is it?
My birthday.
It's your birthday, and how old are you going to be?
6.
That's awesome. What a great age. You looking forward to your party?
Yep, and by the way, this is the big interview.
This is a very, very big interview. Oh, and I'm so happy to do it. But you know what, pal? Unfortunately, we got to shut this down. Next week, folks, we got some great shows coming to you from the Federation for American Immigration Reform's Hold Their Feet to the Fire Radio Row. Lots of great stuff coming out of there from me and Russ. But until then, it's time to shut this down. Can you say shut it down, Bubba?
Shut it down!
All right, that's the way to do it. So until next week, folks, we are out of here. Good night, folks.
Good night, folks.
Our position has been compromised. It's time to roll out. Report for debriefing at www.behindenemylinesradio.us and look for regular communications via Facebook and Twitter at BEL_radio. You are the resistance. Behind Enemy Lines. A rock radio production. Back in 7 days. Out.